Alright, so today what I'm going to be doing is an autopsy of my other bike. I don't really have much of it left. It's mostly burned and destroyed. The wheel is literally a piece of crumbled... It just vaporized itself. So what I'd like to do today is try to figure out if the motor itself actually works. Most likely it does not, but I'm curious if it actually does work. To be clear, I'm not going to reuse it again. This motor is not being reused. This is purely for the lulz. So I am going to go through all of the caulking material that some people on YouTube are making fun of, and I'll include their comment here saying my caulking and waterproofing was no good. And we'll see if that is actually the case or not, and whether this survived the test of, yeah, we'll see whether the motor actually survived. So as you can see, this is pretty much totally fucked. Absolutely, completely, and totally fucked. What I'd like to do is today is I'd like to go through the motor, and all I want to do is dig out enough of the caulking material that I can make my way to the connectors or get some wire here. And then once I can recrimp the wire, what I'd like to do is just see if the motor is capable of spinning. Because as I said many times over the course of the last few videos and in the comments, the motor didn't blow up. The battery blew up. The motor itself actually gave me a perfect ride home. I stopped for a minute. Then the battery went kablooey. And the funny thing is this battery is rated for 80 amps continuous. And I never have ever put more so far than 46 to 48 amps peak power through the motor, according to my cycle analyst computer, which two of those batteries that can put out 80 amps regularly should have been able to easily do. The problem is that when my experience is that when you have a random Chinese vendor that says we are using 35E cells that are capable of this much amperage, there is a really good chance that what they're doing to you is they're lying to you. So there's like actual amps, and then there's cheap Chinese amps. And the sad thing here is that I actually said I was willing to pay them the premium for 35E batteries. It came out to a few extra $100 per battery, and they said sure. And what most likely happened is I'm guessing I got some factory rejects or other shit. Either way, so this is the wire over here for the Hall sensor. This is Hall sensors, and these are phase wires. Now, I think if I dig through the caulking material that I will be able to actually get to the connector that goes to on the PCB. So I potted it and used my own connector, and that's what I'm going to try and do here. We'll see how that goes. While Erica is very kindly and politely helping me organize my shelf. I don't want to get in your way, though. So the first thing I need is some material that will allow me to dig through all of this caulking that I put in, because there is a lot of caulk. It used to be black caulk, now it's kind of black and white caulk. But still, it is caulk nonetheless. So I'm thinking, if I pull really hard on this, because remember, this was going into a connector, I may actually get a path. And here I did. See this? So this is the Hall sensor wire right here.
Can you mute for a second?
Okay, so so over here I'm going to find, if I pull through here, my Hall sensor connector that this plugs into. I just need to give myself enough room to be able to plug the Hall sensor wire in there. Once I have it, that is going to be in that hole. And then next I need to pull back enough of the wire on these three phase connectors. These wires and crimps are obviously destroyed and useless, but I have alternative crimps here. And I'm again, this is not to be used again. I am purely for the lulz. I want to see if I get fan spin. I mean motor spin. I mean fan spin. Yeah, fan spin. So first thing I need to do is find something that is going to be, that I have around the office that I can use to dig through that shit. And check it out.
Your tools are on the top shelf. I put all
So, yeah, I just don't know if I have this. I don't know what I actually should use to dig through this. What's in the top shelf? So I don't have the right tool, so I'm probably going to wind up using a screwdriver or a flathead to dig through this. Whenever you're missing the tool that you actually need to do the job, I find that a flathead screwdriver is the best thing to grab. A flathead screwdriver can do anything if you just put your mind to it. But this is a Phillips screwdriver, so it's not even that. Do I have anything sharp? I need something kind of sharp or pointy and... Yeah, those are tiny screwdrivers. Let's see. Do I have a flathead here?
Oh, there's a flathead in there.
A big flathead.
Let me check.
Or some sort of gigantic prying thingy. A gigantic flathead is the place I'm going to start. David Boyd, you're making me laugh. I can't help but laugh at that. I'm sorry. I'm probably not supposed to laugh at that, but that's kind of the part. Because I'm not supposed to laugh at it is precisely what made it funny.
Is it in here?
No, that's wrenches. I am going to check out the toolbox. Be right back. I'm going to put on the...
Can you use this? No?
Yeah, you're being silly. How do I pry with that? Okay. All right. So I got some things here that I think will be able to make this task a little bit more doable.
A hammer?
I have a drill, Dremel, hammer, and some other shit. We'll see what winds up being the best to get through this crap. So first thing I'd like to try... Okay, I'm just kind of being silly here, but... There's probably people staring, saying, I would use something different! Yeah. Okay. Get it out of your system, my friends. Die, caulking, die. Huh. Remember, we do not care if this ever works again, or is usable again. We are just going for one last spin for the lulz. Purely for the lulz.
Dang, that's a thick layer of black caulk.
My girlfriend notices the black caulk. She noticed it was thick.
I noticed it's deep in there, too.
She noticed it's deep in there, too. She doesn't usually notice that when it's...
Right in front of you.
There usually isn't any of that for her to notice. All right, here we go. I just want to get where the wires are clean. So see over here, I got some semblance of a wire that's kind of clean, I suppose. All right. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, let's lower the drill a little. So much caulk. The caulk is everywhere. I'm worrying about scratching the side. I just realized I'm actually trying to push up as pull down because I was worried about scratching the side. What the fuck is wrong with me? Rip it off. Damn, I'm dumb. I was sitting here thinking like this is a MacBook. I have to worry about scratching the side. Look at this. Look at this stuff that's just like hysterical. All right. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna keep a fire extinguisher here, just in case.
Erica,
What?
there's no way that this can go on fire. You have no power source.
Yeah, but still, it's always good to have one in here.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Of course it's a good.
Okay.
I know.
I feel actually a flathead screwdriver would actually be much more helpful right now than this. Rip nitrile glove. Hmm? Hmm.
Okay, here we go.
You're silly.
I think we should have like 3 or 4 of these in here. Just cut. Ooh.
Those are the pedal assist wires in there that were never plugged into anything. Don't tell de Blasio my pedal assist wires weren't plugged into anything. Okay, we're starting to see the green of the motor piece of the PCB of the Hall sensor board. And so I'm kind of clear over there for plugging in the Hall sensor connector. It's a JST connector. I have a bunch. In the beginning, it was really difficult for me to figure out which JST was what. Damn, I got the caulking in between the pins in the JST connector. That's crazy. Okay. So slice this shit out of here. It's not the most comfortable to do this stuff like this on the floor, but I'm not quite sure how I would do this on a bench. I would need a gigantic table to put this on, which I do not have. If only I have my wire cutters. Actually, I wonder where Erica put them. Erica's been
All
working.
the tools are on that same shelf.
Hmm.
That's all the tools I could find. But if it's not on that same shelf, then you put it
What's the same shelf?
the one where you grabbed your tools from. See where your wrenches are?
There's no.
On 3 different shelves.
Oh, there's no wire stripper here anymore.
Oh yeah, you brought in the bike.
No, I had 2 wire strippers.
Oh, I don't know where it is. I never moved them.
HAKKO.
I didn't use your wife. Hey, can you change your gloves?
People are being crazy about that on stream, aren't they?
I didn't notice it, but people noticed it.
I know. It's triggering them. I know. I'd have to change my gloves 20 times if I kept doing it for this. There's no point. I know it's going to trigger and rage them. Like, that's people on stream always focus on the thing that's the least important.
You want to use my gloves?
Nah, it's fine. I don't know what it is about YouTube, but people always focus on the thing that's the least important about whatever you're doing. Like, what is the detail that matters least here? Let's focus on it at the expense of everything else. I'm going to break these gloves over 20 times. So at that point, I just give up on it. And I accept the fact that I will get oil on my hands and don't care. And then once I've gone outside of my tolerance for it, I wash my hands, reapply gloves, and that's that. Yeah, that is that. So, okay, I think I may actually have a somewhat usable wire here, just to twist the shit around. Again, I'm not properly using this again. Don't get it twisted. All right, cut this off. Just to put a few watts through it, see if it spins with no load. That's a wire. That's a very shitty wire, but it is a wire. That's a wire. Very shitty wire, but indeed a wire. And that is another one. Very shitty wire. But indeed a wire. Probably should clean up that JST, but it's fine as is. Who am I kidding? It's not like this is going on the road. Okay. Next up, I want to see if I have a stock BBS HD controller lying around anywhere. You know what the interesting thing is? I've killed so many rotors with the stock Bafang controller, even at 20 amps, yet I've yet to be able to really kill a controller even when running at 45 or 50 amps at a higher voltage with the sine wave ones. Alright, so this controller would go like this. I suppose the wires themselves would kind of... Yeah, we'll figure that out in a moment. Let's just see if this plugs in. Also got to see if I have some external wiring. Huh. That actually does plug in there. Okay, this is a stock controller, so I got to find all the shit that it goes with. The stock controller wants to turn on with a... Let's say I need the screen and that wiring harness. All that other unnecessary bullshit. I'm not sure where I have that, though. Let's see. Where do I have the screen wiring harness and all that other unnecessary crap? Let's see. Where has Erica put that stuff? A Bafang wiring harness and a shitty test screen. Here we go. Random wiring. This is the one that has the tiny waterproof connectors at the end, not the thick ones. Alright, we have a shitty Bafang screen. Check. Now I have a shitty Bafang throttle. Check. Now all I need is that stupid conversion wiring harness that goes from the controller upwards. Ah, fuck. Where do I have that stupid thing? No, I have... Aha, you're it. Wait, no, you're a cutoff one. That is a cutoff one. This is a USB isolator. I don't know if I have any of those left since I'm not using any of the stock controllers. Worst case scenario, I just have to hook it up to the other bike. No big deal. Yeah, all right. Wonder where Erica put that wire. You showed me one of them yesterday, Erica.
Beats?
No, not that one. the one that fits in here, like this. And then it comes out to a bunch that look like this. So it looks similar to... No, those are just controllers without... It's the thing that plugs into this. It looks like this, except not cut off. It looks like this, but not cut off. Oh, it's plugged into this piece of wait, no, maybe? Let's see. What is this going to? Nope. Under there? Nope. 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 Maybe?
Might be under this trash bag.
Perhaps it is.
'Cause you have all these trash bags on the ground. I didn't touch that.
No.
Caulking.
No. E-bike battery should be mounted to a catapult. That way, if they blow up, you can shoot them at someone. Oh, that's definitely an inch.
Like this?
No, that's the controller. I mean the wiring harness that plugs into it. No. See, it's going to plug into this connector. So see this connector? See this?
Yeah.
Plugs into that.
This is the bike, right? This one.
Yeah, that's a bike battery wire. Now, where would I have put my last remaining one of that? Are you it? Son of a you are! Here you are, you fuck.
It's all the way back there.
Wait a second. Is this it? Son of a bitch.
That isn't it?
This is a cut up one.
Oh, you cut it up?
Yes.
Oh, here, is this it?
No. That's a cut.
Oh, it looks like
Maybe. Let's see. No.
Okay, you want to put it together? That way you don't lose it?
With what? Once.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Put it in all these nooks and crannies.
Okay. I think this may be it. Just cut the zip ties and follow where it goes. Oh my gosh. A stream where Lewis fails at bicycle autopsy. No, we're on our way. We're doing pretty well at it so far. Okay, this is one of them. I think. Yeah, this'll do. Okay. So this is a junk wire. Actually, I should probably keep this.
You want to keep it too?
Yeah, it's for ASI controllers. You never know. I may need that again someday. Get stuck with an ASI controller. Okay. So this is for the controller itself. I never use the stock controller, so I don't have this stuff just lying around. That's going to go to the screen. The screen's going to plug into this. Oh, not this. The screen is going to plug into this piece of shit right here. You need the screen to turn it on because it uses the screen as a FET for the trigger voltage to the battery voltage. And then you need a throttle, which I did take out. But it got buried. Uh-oh. Here, throttle. Here, throttle. Here, throttle, 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 throttle. Here, throttle, throttle. Oh, come here, little throttle. It's okay, little throttle. Come here. Come here. I think my throttle is scared. Aha. It has good reason to be scared, but... Okay. We got throttle. Remember the... Okay. Now, all I need at this point is a battery to plug into this stock Bafang controller over here. And after that... Well, actually, I don't need one because I have a charger over there. I can use a charger. 11 amps is more than enough for stationary moving. Now all I need to do is do some kind of patchwork, shitty termination job of those wires. I'm debating whether I should even bother wasting crimps on these since I'm going to fucking throw it away anyway. I probably should not waste crimps on that. That's probably stupid. I'll just tie it up to something else. Let's see if I got some... Maybe actually, you know what? I could use the low quality. I have some crappy Amazon crimps that I don't use because they suck. So I could probably take those shitty Amazon crimps and use those here. Yeah, that would make sense. Might as well. I gotta get rid of these things anyway. I don't use these for anything. Okay. It's just the occasion. It's so annoying to crimp shit when it's inside of stuff like this. So it's going to be probably the crappy-ass crimp. So, get over here, camera. Okay. So, yeah, I can't actually fit my crimp tool in there really well. Yeah, good enough. For the shit condition this is in, this is more than good enough. One. Okay, we got the yellow one crimped. These are the most This is the most garbage crimping job and wire stripping job. But doesn't really matter, because this is literally garbage. Okay. Crimp it number 2 for the blue wire. Have that come through. This is such a shitty crimp. But oh. Passes the tug test. That's all this gets. A minor tug test. And this one over here. Okay. I should dig a little bit of this crap around the wire out. Make it easier to plug in. I just need to get enough of the crimp out on each side. I mean, the potting material out on each side that I can do this. And push it through. Okay, now it's pushed through to the point that I'm at least satisfied for temporary use. Now, this is the hardest one to do because of everything being in the way.
Hey, so Barry West donated $5 and he says Lewis to help with the future emergency room visit. Cheers.
Why, thank you, Mr. Barry. I highly appreciate your future emergency room donation. There's no nation like donation. Alright, this is a tricky one because it's really hard to get in over here. I wish I had a smaller crimping tool. Maybe one that was specifically made for this specific wire so that I could get in there with a tinier crimp. A tinier space. Okay. Maybe I could just use pliers. Probably just going to wind up using pliers for this shit. You know what? Let's be a savage. Let's be an effing... I don't know where Erica put my pliers, though.
I didn't move your pliers. I just put all your tools on one shelf.
Erica took all the tools and she made them disappear. Now there's none left.
Nope, I just moved them all on
There's
one shelf.
nothing but a screwdriver here now.
I didn't move that.
Erica took my pliers. Erica the evil. Okay. I'll just... Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. Now the colors. So you are blue, you are green, you are yellow. So yellow. Oh. Yellow. Blue. Green. Don't tell me the wire is too short. All right. So this is the stock shitty ass Bafang controller. Now I'm going to plug it into a power supply. Not a battery. Power supply. Not actually sure if this screen works. I have another screen just in case this one doesn't get it to do what I need. Alright, so prevent sparking. I plug the power in before I plug it into the wall. I plug the power supply in. I plug it into the controller. Now I take the power supply and I plug it into the wall. Only to see that after all of that work, this is a broken controller, I believe.
Do you gotta wear safety goggles?
I do not need safety goggles, Coco. Yep, that is not a good controller. That is a junk. Alright. Plan B. Let's see. Yeah, this controller was actually bad the whole time. This controller over here doesn't even turn on. Wait a second.
What?
Oh, this shit can't be for real. No way, I didn't do that. Oh, that's funny. Okay, this XT90 is actually on backwards. Okay, you didn't see that. You didn't fucking see that. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that! Oh, MG, that was all that. Can you bring over my wire stripper tool, Coco? Yeah, no.
Just put that. Okay, there's the
The yellow one that says Klein Tools. Yellow Klein Tool. Sorry. All right. Oh, that was fucking funny. That was hysterical right there. See?
Richard asks, is this your old bike or is this your new bike? I hope to God this is not a new bike.
So this is an interesting story. So you guys may be wondering, why is there an XT90 on this controller that's on backwards? Well, I got a battery from AliExpress that had the connector on backwards, and it was an XT90, and my controller had one of those small Anderson connectors. So I had to put an XT90, and the fucking battery had the XT90 reversed on it. So I reversed it. Rather than correct the battery, I reversed it when I put it on here because the battery already had an XT90 and this did not have an XT90. That was fucking hysterical. All right. So So our that did not catch fire because of this though. Because if this were the case, obviously, as funny as it sounds, if this were the case with the other one, it would have never actually went forward. It just would have caught fire immediately.
Yeah, we went 20 miles.
Yeah. All right. So now I just got to get this thing out of here. I need pliers. Would you be able to bring the pliers by, Erica? The red ones to the right of the bike fork. The big red pliers. Not the. There you go. Thank you.
Oops.
So this is an interesting one. All right. So. Just oh man. Yo, thermal protection, man. Son of a. I hate this. I hate this thing. It always comes off. It's so annoying. I just. I don't want it right now. It's been doing that lately. And my arm is too short to grab it from here without hitting the stop streaming button on the keyboard. Alright, there we go. Can you help me a little bit over there? Thank you. Alright. Yeah. Kind of good. Nope. Yeah. Okay. So. There's something I could use off of Paul's desk. It's called an Omnivice. Beep! Beep. 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 Yes. Beep. It's very loud and annoying, thanks, bro. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Come on. Can you get me the Omnivice off of Paul's desk? It's a clamp. It's called an Omnivice. I'm not sure. I should probably get up and get it because it'll take you longer to find it. Know what it is. 1 sec. Here, put this down there. Don't sit on the chair just yet. Alrighty. Now the weakness of this little Omnivice thing over here is that suppose I can hold stuff horizontally, but it's not really good vertically. So let me just this and a tweezer. 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. I should probably use my other soldering iron. This is just laughing at this soldering iron. I have the other one in the closet. This is literally laughing at my soldering iron. XT90s are no joke. No, Luke, be smarter. Come on. Luke, what the hell are you talking about? This isn't MacBook. No, it is not MacBook. It is not MacBook. My e-bike is XT90s. I was told they were overkill for 2300 watts. I mean, listen, I'd rather safe than sorry. Man, this soldering... This connector is really just kind of laughing at my soldering iron. Yeah, you are laughing. It is laughing. It's like, haha, nice try. Oh, isn't that cute? You're trying to heat me. I'll try using the entire. It really is. It's acting like I'm using a micro pencil. Alright, this little plastic thing I'm not going to use there right now because this is... Would you be able to bring the tiny red wire cutters over, Erica? Tiny red wire cutter? What 9-volt? I don't need those right now.
Put outside?
I don't know what you mean.
There's a cabinet outside with the batteries.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so... This little Omnivice would be much more useful if there was a way for me to do stuff on the... This tip sucks. Maybe it's not my arm. Maybe it's just a shit tip. It's almost as if the tip that works for MacBooks does not work on a connector designed for like 100 amps. Can you imagine that? Like, it's ridiculous. Alright. Let's see what this tip does. Fat boy. Let's see what the fat boy tip does. Whoa, yeah, fat boy tip just... There we go. Fuck you using a MacBook soldering tip for and a... Alright. I give you COVID. Droplets. Droplets. I give you COVID. COVID-19. Better than COVID-16. Alright. Take this wire. And get you in the hole. Good enough for rock and roll, as they would say. Bada bing, bada boom. What is he doing? I don't know. You tell me. I really don't know anymore. What am I doing? Okay. Other cam. Alright, let's try this again. Let's plug all this shit in. Sensor wire. Yellow wire. Blue wire. hiss. Don't you dare come out, JST. Green wire. Okay. Ready with the fire extinguisher, Erica. Erica. Fire extinguisher time. 3, 2, 1. Error 30. That means you don't have communication. Okay, the screen's a piece of shit. Let's try a different one. Let's try one of them stock Bafang screens. Where do I have that little piece of shit stock Bafang screen at? Not you, not you. Maybe, no, you're cut up. Huh.
Is it in the box?
Maybe. I don't know which box. There's a box behind me?
No? No, that's coffee.
Need to find an LCD screen. Also, just turn on the air conditioner a little more.
I haven't seen an LCD screen.
Too warm. Fan. That's a horn.
Do you need the box or no? Can I throw it in the box?
You could throw away the box. Alright, where did I put the other else?
Get rid of some cardboard boxes.
Let's see, I just need a screen to see that it turns on, but I don't know if I have any more stock Bafang screens left. Because I don't actually use the stock Bafang controller. Did I put them in this box up here? Aha! Stock Bafang screen. What do you know? Bent pin. Why are the wires backwards? The wires, what do you mean backwards? I don't. Why do these questions never make any sense? Yeah, I accept that if you didn't start watching this from the beginning, it's going to make no sense. Except that if you didn't, and even if you did watch it from the beginning, this really is honestly going to make no sense. Okay? You here. You here. You here. Yeah. It's not giving an error. It's not actually doing anything. Let's try a different controller. All right, screw this controller. Next. This part's going to be boring. Yeah, I got to program another controller so that I can use it to test the that I know works, because that old one I have doesn't actually work, which is no big deal. I just need to program another controller, which is going to be really, really fucking boring, and set up the wiring for it. I don't know if that's something that's worth staying around to watch. Maybe, maybe not. So what's the first thing I got to do? So the first thing is that my spare controller here has an XT60S. Oh, jeez. What are these weird wires they sent? They sent wires for a different controller. This makes no sense. This is not a Bafang wiring harness. They sent me 2 wiring harnesses instead of 1, and none of them are the Bafang BBS HD wire harness. I find that funny. Okay, well, fuck it. It doesn't matter. We'll make it work anyway. So, this is a phase runner. First thing I have to do in order to turn it on is put an XT90 on this. That is a female, since I don't have an XT60 out here. No big deal. I'm not going to go crazy heat shrinking it, since this is really just for a test run. Okay. Hello, Erica. You want me to move that stuff so that you could work on the closet?
What?
You want me to move that stuff so that you could work on the closet?
I need your guidance about what is what.
Oh, it's you can hold stuff up and I'll tell you what's what. So what I'm doing here is I'm setting up a spare controller so that I can test that motor. I'm going to plug this controller into that motor and then see if I get motor or fan spin, as they call it.
Okay, what is this?
The right hand is a throttle, the left hand is a GoPro mount thing. That's a camera mount thing. I should have a thing of GoPro camera mounts like that in there.
So this is camera mount?
Yes, that's a GoPro camera mount.
What's the mini clamp for?
GoPro. To mount it onto a bike and other stuff like that.
Is this the throttle?
That's a throttle. I had an Omnivice. Right here. Here's the Omnivice.
What's the fiber optic cable for?
What fiber?
Yeah, but
Oh, that's an audio cable that attaches a computer to a DAC.
so this goes with the computer?
That would go with computer cables, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, put this over here. First thing we do, tin these wires. That is a thermocouple
For,
for a multimeter. It measures temperature of things.
and this is,
That is an Apple Thunderbolt 2 to HDMI dongle. Or DisplayPort to HDMI dongle. Tickled funny bone. I don't know what that is. That's a micro USB cable for hard drives. Putting positive and negative in a positive battery would burn up a battery. Correct. That is why I do not do that. Let's see. Alright. Tin the wire. Cam is here. Everybody yell Cam phone. Cam phone, cam phone, cam phone. Okay. Now I usually cut the wires that I'm putting in there really, really small. The reason is I want to get a little bit of the rubber in there. I want to get some of the rubber soldered in into the solder joint. This way when you pull, if you pull, you're really kind of pulling on, like the pressure would be put on the rubber rather than being placed on the, fully on the wire itself. That's Captain tape. That's heat resistant tape. For heat resistant tape. For anything, really. This wire insulation actually sucks. I should not use whatever stock wire they gave me permanently. Yeah, this wire here is kind of shitty. This has that insulation that the moment you apply heat from the soldering iron, it goes back through the insulation and kind of fucks it up. Like this is some real shitty wire insulation here. Anyway, wait a second. Yeah, good, nice try. Nice try, Luke Davis. I see what you did there. I see what you did. You tried, but you failed. You tried to do a Jedi mind trick on me, and it didn't work. So just remember that. Just remember that for the next time. That's an RCA cable, stereo audio cable for a stereo system. Because I do. That's a USB-C to USB-C cable. USB-C. You can use it to attach a phone to a computer if your computer has a USB-C port on it. Hopefully everybody's still remembering to yell cam phone. It's very important. That is a DisplayPort. I don't know actually. Oh, DisplayPort to DisplayPort cable. That's a monitor cable for a computer.
And what is this? What are these little brushes?
That's a brush. I don't know.
What did you use it for?
I don't know. I don't know what I bought that for. Ah, burn. Alright. Cut. That stuff is no more really thermal insulating than the triangle bag for the triangle pack I have on my other bike. Alright. It is so fucking satisfying when the rubber makes its way into the joint along with the wire. Like, I can't tell you how satisfying that is when it finally settles its way in. It's just like, ugh, it's beautiful. That is from my camera that's above my head. Alright. Got the wire to plug into the phase runner to turn it on. Bada bing, bada boom. Next wire up. Is the... Oh, wait, I had a spare. Thank God. Alright, so I got the wrong cable from Grin this time. They sent me this shit. This is not a Bafang wire. That is not Bafang wire! Luckily, I actually buy spares because I expect shit like this to happen. And I got this one over here. So this is a Bafang wire. So I'm just going to program it with Bafang programming and plug it in. Or as they say, plug it in, plug it in. Like Glade. This is to put that tiny camera on a tripod meant for a large camera. The only problem is this has to plug into a cycle analyst, and the cycle analyst uses a non-standard throttle connector, which is kind of annoying. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So I'm gonna have to find a solution for that. I don't know what that is. I can't see it from there.
That's a microphone or a headphone, right?
Yeah. Okay. Alright. I would have to drag the other camera over from the other side of the room to show you what I'm doing here, so can't do that right now. Let's see. Turn on or blow up? Turn on or blow up? Oh, you turn on. Stop blowing up. That is something. That's pretty cool. Okay. So, next up. Where's that big programming cable? Hello, Erica. How are you feeling?
I think I'm gonna take a break from this thing because I don't want to keep interrupting you.
No, by all means, keep it interrupt me because this is boring. What I'm doing right now is legitimately boring as hell. Yeah, please do.
People are listening to you.
No, fuck them. Like, seriously. They will find something else to bitch about anyway. Just help. Okay. Alright, so this part is boring as hell. I probably shouldn't even be streaming this because it's so boring. I really, I can't read chat because I don't have a monitor in front of me. I have no camera angle. I'm just doing That is testing for MacBook stuff. That probably doesn't belong in that shelf.
This is hard drive.
That's a hard drive. Yeah, more testing for MacBook stuff.
This is.
That is to attach a wireless transmitter to a camera.
And then what are these little thingies?
Those are HDMI ports for my camera, for this camera. Where did I just put my tweezers? I had them right in front of me. No, aha, I brought them over here because something was bent. Yes. Okay. So. Okay, now I came back here, but I forgot what I got the tweezers for. Ah, to disconnect the programming port from the phase runner. All right. Sorry, this is so boring. All right, I just gotta program this thing. Phase runner. I know this sucks. This part sucks balls. I wasn't expecting to have to do this. I know this is really fucking boring. I apologize. I realize how boring this is. Low default parameters. Erica is playing 2020 questions. Yeah, she's helping me organize. She's a very helpful person.
What is this?
She helps me with my life. That is a fake battery.
For bike?
For a Game Boy, actually. It's set to 6 volts, I think.
A Game Boy? You
Yeah.
wanna keep it?
Keep it. It's a fake battery. Put it in the camera equipment, but shitty camera equipment.
I
It's a...
don't like shitty camera equipment section.
Yeah, the problem that I have is I need way more sections than I actually have. Okay, let's save this. Max current, no fucking regen, so no, fuck you. Max regen current 0. Let's see. Low voltage cutoff fan, real diameter, this. This is pretty much good
What
enough.
is this? Computer
That
system?
is a USB to micro USB. It's usually used for external hard drives.
Okay, computer.
Okay, what do we have here? Throttle.
We need to do wonderful cable management.
Okay, this is good. Would be set for that. I don't know what that is,
You
Eric.
don't know what
Oh,
it
that's an IC cable.
For.
It's an IC cable
And then what do you use it for?
for anything, literally anything.
Okay.
This is an anything. IEC is an anything plug cable.
Okay. And then this.
Random MacBook troubleshooting crap
Okay.
cables for. Okay. Now the only thing I got to do here is find a throttle I can plug into the cycle analyst, and then I'm good to go. But I don't have a cable that goes to a cycle analyst. I think maybe I do here. Let's see.
What are these blue batteries?
Those are fake batteries. I only need the other fake battery, not those pieces of shit.
You got all your spudger stuff over here. You want to move your spudger stuff?
What's budget stuff? Oh yeah, those are MacBook stuff.
You want them in the closet or you want me to put them somewhere else?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know where to put them actually. Oh yeah, good. That's a good, excellent question. That should probably be put in the store shelf out there for store tools, not mine. Okay, where did I put my scrap? Yes, it's buried under there.
Where does this go? What is this for?
That is an SSD. That is an 80 gigabyte SSD from 2011 that probably has stuff on it that Steve doesn't want me to have, so keep that. I don't know where to put it though. But I know all I remember is that it has embarrassing stuff from Steve on it, so I can't get rid of it because I need.
This? What is this?
That is a PCI Express to MacBook SSD card. That's MacBook stuff.
Do you
Yeah.
need it, or can I put it in computer?
That's probably should be out a general tool for everybody else, not me.
And then these 10 Synergy Centura, little self-discharge reusable. Do you want them in here or do you want them outside?
Those should be outside. I don't deserve them.
And then what is this? Oh, it's the DJI. What's this?
That's a piece of shit thing to mount a DJI Osmo on a bike. That's junk. I mean, it's not. Somebody would pay. That thing sells for $50 in the DJI store.
Crappy thing?
Yeah, it's a piece of shit. It's a fucking piece of shit. That DJI, that gimbal is not in any way, shape, or form should never, ever, ever, ever be on a bicycle because it has no stabilization. It's
Do you
absolute
want
shit.
LCD screens? Oh, you got some bubble wrap over here. You need these LCD. How come
Let
you
me
got
just get this
empty
throttle
bubble
off of
wrap
here.
over
What do you mean?
Look, there's nothing in here. Why are you saving the bubble wrap?
I don't understand what you mean.
Look. You just have bubble wrap in here. Trash?
Yeah, these are memories though. Those are
Memories?
BlackBerry Bold 9000 LCDs.
Yeah, so you want to keep the empty containers, or?
No, you could throw it away, but some of them may have stuff in them.
No, there's nothing in here.
Really?
This one has. Some of them have.
That's a BlackBerry Bold 9000 screen.
Okay.
Don't ask me why I still have that.
But I'll throw away all.
I always bought enough inventory to last forever. I always
Piece
took
of
pride in
phone.
my inventory.
There's something inside. I don't know what.
There probably is, but this is most likely really old junk. That's an iPhone 3GS fucking screen. Oh my god.
Gotta give it to David.
Were you guys even born when this came out? Wow, look at that. iPhone 3GS digitizer in frame, baby. In frame. That's right. I don't want to waste time fucking around to save $5. Look at that.
Give it to David.
I don't know. Put that in the archives.
Archives. Okay.
That goes in the archives, Erica.
Keeping that too.
If you haven't figured out after a year and a half of knowing me, I'm a pack rat. I keep everything.
I know you do.
I keep everything. Everything.
No wonder why you want a place with so many rooms. Holy crap.
But I like to keep it all. I just shove it all in a closet.
I know, but that's a problem.
What?
Right there.
What is the problem?
You want to shove everything all in the closet, and then when you want to find it, you don't know where you put it.
It's in the closet.
I know, but then
It's the opposite. I know exactly where it is. It's in.
But you know, like how I do the cabinet at home, I just have one big computer box, one big audio box, one big Bafang box, and one drone box.
Okay, I got a throttle here that plugs into this psychoanalyst connector. Which one's the throttle connector? It's going to be.
Hey, you got wire strippers here. And you got tweezers in this box too.
Ooh,
Here, look, Christmas. Wire strippers.
look at that. You got it. Okay, so for programming purposes, sadly, I should bring the bike over here, which is really going to suck because it's all on the floor over here. I should bring it to the other side. Unplug all this shit. Fuck you, stock Bafang controller.
This is audio, right?
Yes, that's an XLR JO for audio.
The Shimano, I don't know.
That has to go back. That's the drill. I wish I had a gigantic buzz saw that could just chop the part out of this bike that I want to preserve for the purposes of my video. Be careful, Coco. All right. I need to move it over here because my programming cable isn't long enough. Here's what it is. Okay. Very close. Very close here, my friends. This will stop being a boring video shortly. We will have our answer. We'll have our answer for the lulls. You ready? Okay. So what we have here is the motor itself. And what I want to do is I want to see if the motor still works. So what I've done is I have cut through my caulking material, and after cutting through my caulking material, I recrimped with these these are the crimps that are not fully insulated, so I don't usually use these because they're kind of junk, but I'm using them here just because it's a test. I got to get rid of these crimps on something. And the Hall sensor wire has now been made available. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it into a working controller that I have in power supply, and just for the lulz, we're going to see if this thing actually has the ability to work. And this is a phase runner that I'm going to be plugging this thing into. Again, you should not use these non-insulated crimps. Do not do this. I literally, when I get the phase runner controller, it comes with these wires. I redo these crimps with my own because I want them to be insulated for obvious reasons. These things will corrode quite quickly when you get water on them. So I'm gonna plug my JST wire in here. Make sure I don't have this touching the housing. Obviously, don't have the fucking power plugged into your controller while you're doing this. It's okay for the battery to go kablooey. It's just not okay for you to go kablooey. This wire is a little on the short side. What are you gonna do? Make sure everything's plugged in there. Okay, now, people, this is a phase runner. This is the cycle analyst that I need to trigger the phase runner and all that good stuff. This is the throttle, and this is the power input to the phase runner. This is the power output of a basic power supply. I'm gonna plug this shit in, pray that it doesn't go on fire. Okay, that's a start. It doesn't go on fire. Now, I'm going to see what happens if I try to run a tuning test on the motor. We are going to run auto tune, launch static test. Oh my God, I actually hear it working. I hear something going through the coil. Please ensure that all three phases are connected to motor wirings and try again. Maybe not. All right, let's see. Open parameter file. Yeah, never mind that. Ha ha. I think it melted in the fire. All right. I'm going to dig further through there because I think there may be damage on one of those wires underneath. I have a feeling that there's going to be considerable damage under those wires underneath. Just trying to figure out what happened. Okay, so clearly we do not have all phases attached. So one of those wires is fucked up. So obviously you unplug the fucking controller from the battery before you do any of this. And I am going to dig here a little more because I bet those wires are messed up even inside the caulking. I was trying to see if I could get away with not removing all of the caulking material, but I think I will have to remove all the caulking material and get down to the nitty-gritty of the wires. There's really not going to be any way around doing that, but that's fine. I will... I have a feeling that I'm going to find some really fucked up wire down there. Blah! Hiss. Here we go. Piece of shit screwdriver. Screwdriver's like the universal tool. Well, you don't have the right tool, you have a screwdriver.
What is this iPhone for?
That is a charger. It can charge multiple devices at once.
For a computer?
For your phone, tablet. Any device that charges over USB. Yeah, that was maybe the shittiest crimp that there is.
Actually, there's something in here. Never mind.
There's a shitty pump in there, I believe. So I remember that... Yeah, I didn't have perfect room to make that crimp around the green wire. And I think that's that.
What is this?
That is, I think, a screen cable for a computer. Let's see. Yeah, I can put you through this hole in the middle. Nah, I gotta figure out a way to crimp that. All right, let's dig in a little more.
Is this for your bike?
Yeah, it could be used for a bike, or it's just cable management stuff. Could be used in general for cable management. That's why it looks like it's never been used. Dig out all this caulking material.
What is this? Just tell me audio or computer one.
Audio. That's an optical audio cable.
What is this?
A US. I don't know, because there's 2 or 3 things in there at once.
This one.
That is a printer. Actually, that's a USB. That's unobtainium in a store like this. That's USB A to USB 3 cable. USB 3 Type B. So that can be used to hook up a hard drive enclosure. So if you have a desktop hard drive that uses one of the desktop enclosures to 3.5 inch. That is a camera adapter that looks like I kind of fucked with it.
Keep it or throw it away?
Oh, maybe kind of keep it.
Maybe.
Yeah, keep it. Camera section. Let's see, can I get anywhere more down on this wire?
What is this and what is this?
That's probably, that's a power adapter for something, but I don't know.
Yeah, and this one is a AC adapter for something. Do you remember off the top of your head or no?
Of what? I don't know what that's for.
I just have it as a random box stuff. That's a better word.
All right. 3 phases. Try you again.
What was this for?
That is for mounting a light to a bike.
Like,
That mounts a light to a bike. Okay.
this thermal pad, you use it for anything, yeah?
Yeah,
Mostly
just
bike stuff? Or
mostly bike stuff, but you could probably use it for just about anything. Okay. 1, 2. No explosion. Every day that there's no explosion is a good day. Of course the battery on the thing fucking dies as soon as I get this thing to spin. Battery on the camera's dead. I know. I got something to show you guys. So I got something to show all you. So check this out. You ready?
What is this?
Wait, some Bafang wire. But give me 1 second. This is important. Just give me 1 minute, Erica. That is. Oh, I just broke the camera. Oh, that's hysterical. Ah! I didn't break the camera. I broke the shitty adapter. These things suck. These micro HDMI. My knee tripped over it. So now I can't show them that it works. Oh, that is awful. See this?
Yeah.
I broke the fucking adapter. This is one of those mini micro HDMI adapter pieces of shit.
You can't put it back in?
Ah! Ah!
Stream it on your phone.
No, fuck that. We're gonna find a different way to do this. All right. Yeah, move a little, Eric. All right. So, I have this thing up. I have another camera up here, but this is a different tripod. I don't have the angle from there. No, fuck that. We're gonna make this work. I'm gonna use the main camera. All right. So what I did is I just knocked with my knee. I didn't notice it. I knocked the little micro HDMI connector on my camera. It's a micro HDMI to HDMI. And no, I need to do it. And what? Son of a
Wheels on it.
Erica.
Wheels on the frame.
I know, Erica. I know. There's no wheels. What do you mean? The wheels in the frame?
No, when you were lifting it, it was right on the frame. That's why it wasn't going down.
Why isn't my chair allowing me to go into the... All right, so let me just get the chair out of the way. So let me try to explain what just went on here. Because this is actually fucking hysterical. So I really don't know how to explain this. So I was showing right as I was about to get up and say, look, it works. My knee hit the micro HDMI port on my camera. And now I don't have the micro HDMI cable. This little dongle shit over here. This is my tiny Sony camera. Yeah, I knocked it off entirely. So I gotta show you it on a different camera. Yeah, look, check this out. See? Look at this. Ah, I just broke it. That's hysterical. So now, and that happened right as I got the motor to work. So this is the haters working here. They want. All right. So here's what I'm going to be showing. So this is that piece of shit motor that went on fire. Yeah, I can't get a good camera angle from here, can I? No, I can't get a good camera angle from here. I need that little camera, but I don't have my dongle. I need my dongle. The dongle. Wait a second. Oh, I can borrow this one. Here we go. Nobody has to know. Nobody has to know, Erica. I just stole the dongle. Alright, I gotta be good to this one. Overhead. Wait, not overhead. Other cam. Okay, I have to be nice to... Yeah, this was the cheap piece of shit one. I need this...
Where's the broken one?
The StarTech is the good one.
I can throw it away.
It's zip tied to the thing. The casing. 1 sec. Okay. So I don't know how much video got missed there because my knee smacked into the camera cable. But see this? This is the burnt ass motor with all the burnt ass stuff. Now, one of the things that a lot of people were saying is you can't put 3,000 watts through a Bafang BBS HD because it blows up. And there's two problems with that theory. The first is that the battery went on fire, not the motor. The second is that there are people actually selling kits that are rated for 3,000 watts with the BBS HD. You could find them everywhere. Accelerated Systems sells hundreds of controllers where people are putting 3 and even 4 kilowatts through a BBS HD. It's quite a capable motor. So this motor was on a bike that went on fire. It looks the way it does. And as you can see, when I spin the throttle over here with my Phase Runner controller, do you see that? That's spin. That is spinning. That is beautiful. So the motor itself is actually working and beautiful and just fine, which is pretty cool. So the actual issue with this as I said before, and as I really just dug through all this potting here to confirm, is the issue itself is not actually with the motor. Now, there are people that have said you shouldn't be trying to put 3,000 watts through a BBS HD. That's what causes a battery blow-up. That's actually that's bad logic for a couple of reasons. So this battery was a 20 series 10 parallel battery. A 20 series 10 parallel battery has the capacity, if it has 35 E cells, to put out 60 to 80 amps really easily. I mean, your cells are going to be, if you're putting out 60 amps with this battery, your cells are going to be sitting in the, like, if you're in a room temperature environment or like outside in normal weather, probably barely even in the 30s, 30 Celsius range there, as you can see from many tests online. So if you have two of those batteries in parallel, you now have a rated continuous output capacity of, conservatively speaking, 120 to 160 amps. Now, the motor itself was set up where I was not putting more than 46 amps in at max, like peak was 46 amps, which would mean that each of those batteries, even if you were only using one battery, was working to like 60 to 80% of its capacity, or probably like more closer to 40 since that was peak. If you're using them together in parallel, then they're really working at 20 to 30% their capacity, and that's at the peaks. So the only thing that makes sense to me regarding those batteries failing the way they did, since it obviously is not any sort of motor short or anything like that, is that those batteries were simply overrated for what it was that was being sold. So I had asked for 35 E cells. I was willing to pay a premium for 35 E cells, and I paid the premium for 35 E cells, and there was no... And I thought that that was what I was actually getting. And I imagine what happened is I got cells that were considerably crappier. You know, instead of being in the 30 to 40 Celsius range when they're outputting 7 to 12 amps, they were in the 30 Celsius range when they're outputting like half an amp or 1 amp or some shit like that. And in my opinion, if I had to guess, the AliExpress vendor just pockets the money and laughs when the ship blows up because they're in China and you're in the United States. This is why I think it's really important to buy battery packs from trusted companies. The only reason I didn't buy this one from EM3EV, which is my favorite vendor over here, you can see that I have multiple EM3EV battery bags. That is an EM3EV battery bag. That down there is an EM3EV battery bag. I'm an EM3EV fanboy, is because they did not have the one that I want. If you check out their site, what you'll notice is that they put so much fucking attention to detail into their cells, into everything that they do. They have every cell individually fused. They can turn off specific banks of cells if any of them become problematic, polyfuse every cell. They are checking the temperature of the battery. It's turning off the battery if you use too much power. It's turning off the battery if the temperature goes even remotely above what would be a safe limit. And it's just, they make really, really well-made products. And they didn't have what I wanted at the time, so I went to another recommended vendor, and I figured maybe I can ask them to use this type of BMS in these cells, and they do it. The lesson that I learned here, either use a trusted vendor like EM3EV or fucking build it yourself. Don't trust a vendor from China to build a battery to a good quality standard the way that you want, because it's probably going to get cheaped out on, and when it does, something like this could happen, which is absolutely fucking god-awful. And I've put together a lot of my bikes here. You know, that one has a... they don't blow up. They work. And then they work because I use EM3EV batteries. Every time I use an EM3EV battery, I have a bike that just works. It doesn't matter if I fall off of it. It doesn't matter if I push it hard. It doesn't matter if it's a cold day. It doesn't matter if it's a hot day. They just work. And then I make the mistake of buying a battery from AliExpress, and, you know, within 2 to 3 weeks, my balls are on fire. And I'm hoping that this could be kind of a teaching moment to other people that are getting into this hobby or are looking into electric bikes and anything like that. Be really fucking careful about where the battery comes from, because there are good batteries out there. And EM3EV has a factory in China. They make good stuff. They care. It's just for there's EM3EVs, and then there's the scumbags, and you really want to try and make sure that you avoid the scumbags. So that's about it for today. And as always, I hope that you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.